This is a noisy spot. Hello, people of YouTube. I recently went out to Austin, Texas, and I brought my Autel Evo. And while there, I met up with Kelly from Ready Set Drone. For those of you not already familiar with Kelly's channel, I'll make sure to throw a link in the description below to his channel so you can check it out. Kelly had never physically seen or flown the Autel Evo. It was the perfect opportunity to invite him out to my father's land and let him share his very first impressions with you guys. Before I start that video, let me take a second to introduce myself to all my new viewers. My name is Sean Oz. Thanks everyone so much for the support, and welcome to the world of Oz. I am here in Austin, Texas with Kelly from Ready Set Drone, and he has never seen the Autel Evo.
Boom, thank you.
You're welcome.
First of all, they got the orange all wrong. This is not burnt orange, but hey, I won't hold it against them. Thank you for calling me to come out, Sean.
Yeah,
it is
definitely.
so awesome to meet you today.
It's a pleasure to meet you, finally.
And to be out here on your family's property and be able to run around and fly drones, what a cool thing. So I've never flown one. I've watched a couple of review videos, but honestly didn't even pay that much attention to it. This is my real first impression. So I will say, you know, kind of similar folding factor as Mavic Pro. It's got some heft to it, which always tells me there's quality, right? That maybe it has some good electronics and that it isn't just all plastic, etc.
I'm gonna keep my views and my thoughts out of his head until the end.
It unfolds pretty easily, not too hard. Doesn't do the kind of sweeping thing that the Mavic Pro does. And then this is the gimbal guard up here. I'm gonna see if I can pull it off. Looks like it does the job. It's a little clunky. The camera, it's 4K camera?
There's 4K at 60.
4K, wow, okay.
There's a lot of people out there that are all about the 60 frames per second. I think cinematic views and things like that, the drone at 60 really is overkill. You don't really need it. I find 30 is the most I typically use. If you really want cinematic, you drop it down to 24.
Yeah, if you're going for film, for the film look. It's funny because I pretty much shoot everything 1080 60.
I do 30 mostly. 30
Okay.
is what I film in 90% of the time.
And that's what TVs are set up for generally.
You're an actual video guy.
I'm a video
Does your
guy.
audience know that you're an actual video guy?
You wouldn't know it from watching my videos most of the time because usually my son is holding the camera and it's all over the map. But yes, I have a degree in radio, TV, film,
That's awesome.
and I work for a video production company full time.
Wonderful.
I could see where if you were looking for an alternative to the Mavic Pro, this would be something that you would think of because it has the same form factor. Now, is this where the SD card goes? Oh, it's a USB, micro USB port.
Your SD card reader here is on the side. I find the tabs on it are a little more wonky or harder to get in and out than some of the other drones.
It's got sensors on the bottom, looks like here, and some sensors in the front. So those are anti-collision, I'm assuming?
Yes, the rear sensor doesn't actually keep it from colliding anything. It will beep and warn you you're going to, but it doesn't stop it. You'll just back right into something.
How's the battery life? Maybe 15, 20 minutes?
18 to 20 minutes on the average.
And you know, it's all about how you fly, the temperature that day, how many cycles the battery has on it. There's so many factors.
I know some people who have the Evo and they're getting over that amount of time.
I do like the orange color as the visibility, and it's orange on the bottom as well.
Everyone makes a mistake. Oh, it's orange on top, so you're going to be able to see it. Well, 99% of the time, you're flying it above yourself, so you can't see the orange unless it's on the bottom, which it is on the bottom.
With this big valley down here
We're gonna see
below,
the top.
we should be able to see the top if we're flying down there.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm super excited. Do you mind if I take it up for a flight?
Sure. Let me grab you the controller.
Cool. So you just got the controller, and it looks like it has a screen built in, and it has a lightning controller.
It didn't come with that. It does not come with any kind of wire for your iPhone products. You have to buy that separately.
I like this cable though. It's nice with the angle. What's the screen here? Is that kind of like the Mavic screen?
You can fly that without your phone on that screen if you want.
See a live view?
Or you can use your phone and then use that as a secondary screen similar to the Mavic.
And then in terms of range, like what kind of range do you see yourself getting out of it?
I have a buddy who's gone 4 miles with his.
Let me recast that question. I meant, like, does it, even if you're flying like nearby, like if I flew to the other side of this little valley here, this little trench over there, would I still have a solid signal?
Yes. As long as you can see it, you should have a total good connection.
Cool. Is it an okay experience flying it without the phone?
Yeah, why don't you try it both ways?
Cool.
With the on button on this is on the back.
Okay.
So this is actually the battery removal button.
Okay. Well, it's good they separated them because you won't accidentally push. Like on another drone we're gonna fly today.
Really?
Yeah, the Anafi, man. That thing, every time I push the wrong one because they're boop, boop, right there
Oh,
and they're
wow.
on
Okay.
and release
All right.
right next to each other.
I'm gonna set this down over here so it's on a semi-flat surface.
Don't do it, man. Life's worth living. Don't jump.
These fold out underneath.
Is that for another tablet or?
No, it's just to make it
Oh,
feel
like that? Yeah.
I like the idea of it, but it feels a little wonky to me. And
Those are interesting. I mean, I wouldn't have expected that.
I think if they would have put a nice rubber grip around them,
Yeah.
it would have changed it completely. But this little hollow thing, I tried to tuck my wire in there because they didn't send you a wire that actually fits properly with it, so you have to find your own wire.
Right, and I'm sure there's a Amazon affiliate link for this wire in the description, right?
There should be.
I really do like it. I will buy it. Yeah, it looks like I'm ready to go. All right, so this will be my first flight. I assume this button with the up and down is the takeoff and land button, or can you just spin it up manually?
You do it manually,
pulling
both down,
sticks
same
down
exactly
and
as DJI.
And I'm just gonna take off right here, hover for a second, kind of get a feel for it, and then I'll go for a little flight. So first off, I'll say it's pretty quiet. I'd say it's probably quieter than the Mavic Air. It's also at a frequency that isn't too annoying. I'm gonna go ahead and start the video rolling on the drone. Just gonna play with the yaw a little bit. Okay. There's do a little tilt down. I don't know if this is exposure or tilt, what I'm doing here. First of all, folks, take a look at this. Look where we're standing. Is that not super cool? Now I'm just gonna fly over this valley. That's about pushing the stick about halfway. There's all the way for speed. There's some yaw. It is a little loud at a distance. It didn't seem too bad close. GPS is solid. It is definitely holding in place. It is pretty visible. I've got sunglasses on and it's pretty bright day today, but it's pretty visible. I'm not using my phone currently, so I don't actually have a live camera view.
Where's the way to use it? Let me see.
Ah, okay. Oh, there we go. Pretty cool that we're right here on the side of this cliff like this. Now I'm kind of going off into the distance with sunglasses on and this little screen. It's kind of hard to tell how well my video, how good my video looks, but I'm assuming that's going to look pretty good. So is there a sport mode or is it just
There
pretty
is,
much?
but we need to set it up to the phone to have the full capabilities of the product.
I will say that is a strong feature
It
because
is.
there are times when your phone's tied up with something else.
Or your phone battery dies. Are you much of a hand catcher guy? You ever-
Yeah, absolutely.
So you
let
can
me give it a
hand
try.
catch this one. You can't hand take off with it.
Huh. Yeah, I've done a lot of flying on boats, and you pretty much have to be able to
Yes.
hand catch on a boat. So let's bring it over here. Not walk off the edge here. I'm moderately impressed. I will say there's nothing about it that seems better than the Mavic, but there's a lot of things that seem
It's comparable.
as
It
good
is
as.
comparable.
Yeah, I will say one thing that's better than the Mavic. I do love the live view
Yeah.
in the.
I wish the
remote.
controller felt differently in my hands, but the live screen is one of the #1 selling points in my opinion.
And look, we could actually film this video with the Evo. There we go. There he is. There's Sean on the Evo, folks.
One of the cool things with the Evo compared to the Mavic series is if you have a case on your phone, you don't have to take it off.
One thing that I will say that the Evo does is it gives you a choice. Whether you like it or not, it is nice to have some other companies making drones that fall in that space. You know, I think it comes down to, too, the value of it. Is the price point worth what you pay for it? And it sounds like this guy is $1,000.
Yeah, I think last I checked it was $9.99 still.
Which, for me, if you're going to spend $9.99, I'd buy a Mavic Pro.
As much as this is a cool little product, it should be priced at a different range.
If it was like $700 or $600.
Yeah, this would be all day long. I would
Yeah.
buy this if it was that.
How do you like the app?
It's
Nice
missing
picture.
a few things that I wish it had. For being a new product and being where it's at a decent spot.
It doesn't crash a lot or anything
No,
like
I've
that?
never had to ask crap.
The ass crap?
Yeah, thank goodness, right?
The beep beep. So now that we've figured out about the ass crap, let's figure out if we can take off. I got video rolling. We're gonna do a second flight out over the valley here. This kind of looks like, you know, where the elves would live or something down there, right? I'm gonna just look right here real quick. Okay, so this has some stuff here in the camera settings that you can go to. H.264 for the file format. It gives you the version of the camera, gives you some overexposure, some histograms, some things that will show you on the screen if you're not doing well.
So if you're wanting the sports mode or the ludicrous mode is what I think they call it.
Yeah, let's do that. Light control? No, it's in, okay, novice mode is not there. Standard ludicrous.
There you go.
There we go. Don't be an idiot. Speed 45 miles per hour. Oh, whoa. Holy moly. Wow. That thing is fast.
Might be interesting to pop my Mavic Zoom up right next to it and put it in sports mode and have
Do a little race? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, I love the Zoom. That is an awesome bird.
I'm so glad I didn't get the Mavic 2 Pro.
Sean and I were just talking about ludicrous mode on this thing is pretty insane. It feels really fast, but does it just feel fast, or is it actually faster than the Mavic 2? So he's got his Mavic 2, he's gonna throw it in sport mode. We'll see which one's faster. We're gonna maybe get them up in the air at slightly different heights. I'll be in ludicrous, you'll be in sports. The easiest way to tell which one's faster is if we get them over there and they seem, and come back, and then we can tell when they cross, because it's really hard to tell going that way. I did notice one thing, when I push it all the way forward, like when I push the right stick all the way forward, it won't actually climb. Like I can't push the left stick and give it more throttle. It's pitched so far forward that it's not climbing. So I'm showing 86 feet and 305 feet away.
I'm showing 294 feet away and 53 feet high. I get an idea. What do we face each other? No, we don't have the cameras on screen. Oh, you do.
I do.
Well, see, that's nice. No camera, camera.
So what we're gonna do in the most scientific fashion possible, we've got them both facing us. I think we're both gonna go 3, 2, 1, push the stick forward, full throttle, and see which one crosses over us first.
3, 2, 1, go. Oh, this is close. Oh wait, nope. Oh no, that wasn't close at all.
Mavic for the win by, I'd say 10, 20 feet.
Yeah. Well, let's do that again.
Yeah, let's do it one more time.
That is another cool feature, is without your camera, even without a visual on the Mavic, you can actually still roll your video.
Well, and you can do that here too.
Yeah, but you can see. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, I think we're closer on this one. I'd say it just barely.
Yeah, I think Mavic by a little bit.
Maybe 5 feet at the most.
Yeah, it was pretty close.
That is really close. I'd say that they are very similar in their sports modes.
Yeah,
as far as speeds go.
Well, and let's do one thing. Bring them both back down closer here. I want to see what the yaw rate on the Mavic compared to the yaw rate on the Evo is while it's in sport. Yeah. Ready? Oh, that's okay. Kind of drifting a little as I yaw. There's the yaw rate on this guy. All right, now I'm going to land it. Now here's the yaw rate in sport. I think it's a little faster, and it doesn't drift as much when you yaw. The Evo was drifting a bit as it yawed. And you can go forward and up at the same time. See how I'm climbing and full speed forward?
Evo wasn't letting you do
that.
The
Evo, when I pushed the stick full speed forward and tried to climb, it wouldn't let me. I will say too, one other point is that now that I've heard them both side by side, this one's quieter.
Yeah. Well, it's got the quiet props.
Yeah.
But for regular props, it's pretty quiet.
Yeah. It doesn't
sound like the Angry Bee like the Mavic Air does.
True.
It's a cool thing that there's other competitors out there making something, so DJI isn't the only one.
Hey Sean, thanks for letting me fly the Evo. I have to say, it's not bad. It's fun. It's got a few drawbacks in that it drifts a little bit, and it's just a little clunkier and heavier feeling. But you know, as a competitor, I don't think it's bad. What's the price point on this?
It's $9.99 right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I currently believe that if they sold it at $6.99, they would be selling them like hotcakes.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it just doesn't have quite the level of refinement. Now, of course, we were just comparing it to a Mavic 2 as well, which is $1,200 to $1,800, or depending on which version of the Mavic 2 you get. But the point being that, much like the Anafi, which is another drone that we're going to try out today, it's a good drone. It's just a bit overpriced for what you're getting. Well, thanks again for letting me fly it, man, and for having me out here on this beautiful piece of property on a beautiful day. Take it easy.
Whoa, stop the video. There's been an update. Before we go and finish and you see the final thoughts of Kelly and myself on the Autel Evo, I feel it's very important to announce they've just put some on-the-go bundle out there, which includes 2 extra batteries and a carrying case, all for the same price of $9.99. Technically, that drops off about $250 of what the drone itself was, so now it's down in the $750 range. That makes it well worth the money. You can actually pick one of these up at droneworks.com. I will leave a link in the description below. That's an incredible price, and it really makes the Evo, in my eyes, worth the money. And now, please enjoy the rest of this video with Ready, Set, Drone. So we just finished flying the Autel Evo and the, how do you pronounce that again?
Anafi.
The Anafi by Parrot. We've edited, as you've seen, Kelly flying mine and giving his first thoughts. He had never seen this drone prior to this video. All these thoughts are really what he felt. This is not a paid video, so we're able to say whatever we want. Kelly's gonna give you his very honest opinions, and then I'm going to share my thoughts on this drone as well.
So the Evo, I was impressed with it. It feels like I mean, it flies a lot like a Mavic, quite honestly, but it doesn't feel quite as well built. It just feels a little clunkier, a little heavier. Honestly, I think you said it really well. If I own a Mavic, which I do, a Mavic Pro or a Mavic 2, and I own this, I don't think I'd fly this very often.
A lot of the argument of this is that the camera on this is as good as the Mavic 2 Pro.
Okay.
It does do the 4K with 60, which is something a lot of people like. You yourself, you fly that way. You can't do that with the Mavic Zoom. That's a selling point that a lot of people like about this, but this video wasn't really about the quality of the video of the drone. We're talking about how it's built,
build
how
quality,
it flies, and
flight
is
experience.
it the one you want to grab when you go out on the road? The camera is a big important part. It's not as important to me as feeling comfortable knowing that the drone's going to fly how you want it, when you want it, every time you fly it.
And it doesn't fly terribly, but you could see from some of the footage we shot earlier that it doesn't hold its place as well in the air. It's a bit louder because it doesn't have the quiet props that the Mavic 2 has and the Mavic Pro Platinum has. It's a nice drone, but I think it's overpriced.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I think if it was a couple $100 cheaper, all the people out there would have another option to compete with DJI at a really affordable price point within a nice quality product at that price point.
Agreed. Other manufacturers out there, if you're watching this, there is a gap that DJI does not own, and it's between the Spark and the Mavic Air. It's that $300, $399 deal for the Spark and the $700, $800 price point of the Mavic Air. That is all open ground for you guys, and if you keep pricing these things too close to those, this is $100 less than a Mavic Air, and I would take the Mavic Air over this.
I would agree with you. My Mavic Air is actually my favorite drone that I own. If it only had OcuSync and the battery lasted 5 extra minutes, I would never fly anything.
And quiet propellers. So the point being, guys, these are both good drones, and I think Sean and I both agree, having competition in the marketplace is a fantastic thing. I'm happy to have that competition for DJI, and DJI does great stuff, but competition's healthy. It's just that price point is off. This has been fantastic. You know, this place where we've been filming today has been beautiful. It's been a beautiful day, weather here. What have you got going on when you get back to Colorado? While I was gone on this trip, we've got somewhere between 10 and 17 inches of snow. So I'm gonna be doing some more snowboarding. Believe it or not, you know, you wouldn't know it by looking at me, I'm the best fat snowboarder out there. So Sean and I are gonna go tear up the slopes sometime, maybe this winter, maybe following winter, spring break, I don't know. But I see us on the slopes together with GoPros and maybe even drones in hand. Well, hey man, really appreciate it. It has been so awesome hanging out with you here. You coming out to my dad's land and us meeting. It's nice to meet you after all this time. Check out his channel if you're on mine, and if you're on his, come over and check out mine. Fly safe, and thanks for watching. Front sensors don't work that great either.